Poltergeist 2015 is a ghostly horror movie remake. So this is a remake to Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist, and the story is literally almost the same structure-wise. It's the details that are different. Example, the dad isn't a realtor. They actually move into the property. There's an extra sibling. Instead of a little old lady who's the psychic, it's an older gentleman from like a TV show. It's the details that are basically different. So if you're curious about the structure of the story, go watch my Steven Spielberg Poltergeist review. That'll basically give you the gist of it. I'm mainly just going to go straight into the review, kind of talk about the differences of what I liked and didn't like. There's no sense of just repeating the same thing on a different review. So my review to Poltergeist 2015, and this movie, man, see, they didn't want to, copy and paste, which I respect, but some of the stuff that they did definitely felt backwards, which sucks. But then there was a couple things that felt forward. Let's talk about the things that kind of went forward. The thing that I really liked about this movie, there was two things that I thought were really good. When the little girl's by the TV and it's the hands inside the TV, that was just really well done. And then the next thing I really liked was the spirit world. Didn't really imagine it looking like that from, I don't know what I imagined it when I watched the first three Poltergeists, but when they take the drone into that spirit world, that was crazy. Good CGI, looked insane, very creative. I really liked that. Unfortunately though, that was about the extent of what I liked about this. Like I said, for the most part, a lot of stuff kinda was backwards. I liked the production, the acting was good, all that was good, but I don't feel like this was in any way better than the original. First off, they added a extra sibling. Very confused why that was the case, as the older young lady, the sister, she really had absolutely nothing to do with the plot of the story. If she wasn't there, this whole movie would be exactly the same. There was no difference besides that she was a babysitter for the parents to go out. But that brings me to one of my other things, was that felt extremely unnecessary, so you didn't even need that part, because it took away from the parents being there when the tree attacked. And I felt like the parents not knowing, in the first one, that some strange shit was happening, I really liked that. I liked how the mom knew some weird shit was happening when she was getting scooted in the tables, and the dad was like, yeah, this is crazy, ghost. He didn't second guess it. They were like, yeah, this is messed up. And then they just took that all out, and then they took them to that dinner party or whatever, and then the older sisters babysitting, and then the tree attacks. So the tree attack was worse than the first one. It wasn't good. The original was one of the best parts. They basically botched that. And then the parents come home after the tree attacked, and they don't even see the little girl they're not there when the little girl disappears. I felt like that was all very important stuff. Now, next, in this one, instead of the mom, which made a little bit more sense, going into the spirit world and rescuing her daughter through love, In this one, the little brother goes in, and like I was neutral. I'm neutral on it. For me, it wasn't better, but I don't know. I rather have the mom honestly gone in there. Also, the little old lady was iconic. Like I really thought that vibe of like a psychic. I don't know, she just gave off like little psychic vibes. While the older gentleman in this movie didn't give off that at all. Yeah, seemed out of place. Yep. And then also at the very end, they don't have the coffins coming out of the ground, which was pretty disappointing. So, all in all, for me, the movie wasn't bad. It's enjoyable. It's pretty good. If you haven't seen the originals, you would definitely like this, especially with the other world and how that looked. That was really, really good. But as somebody who's like comparing to the original one, yeah, it just wasn't it. So, my recommendation for Poltergeist, and you know what? Even though I'm kind of hating on the movie, I would still recommend it because, like I said, it's a pretty good movie. Just, sometimes I wonder, like, I get the idea of wanting to remaster classics and remake them, but when it's like, when stuff kind of falls short that feels like it was like super important to the story of the original, that's where I'm like, kind of was unnecessary, but nonetheless, I'd still recommend. And with all that said, this is a announcement. So this for right now is going to be like, for a little bit, my last horror movie that I do a review on. I'm actually going to be doing a bunch of war movies, the brutal ones, kind of just still feeling the vibe of horror, because I feel like war is horror to a degree that is like some of the most horrible shit that can happen to a person. And so I'm going to watch a bunch of not horror movies, war movies. And yeah, I'm going to basically pick the ones that I think people who are into horror would really like, the ones that I really like. And I'm going to do them on this channel, even though I have another channel that I haven't really started up yet. Basically, this is just like a PSA and an announcement. I'll be doing more announcements on other videos. But yeah, starting next video, that's what I'm going to start doing. So check that out.